Around 1900, a Mexican Indian pearl diver named Kino awakens to the sound of crowing roosters just before sunrise. On the Pacific coast of the Baja Peninsula, he resides near the village of La Paz. He watches the sunrise through the crack in the entrance to his brush hut, which is built of straw bundles joined together to form walls and a roof. He then turns his gaze to a makeshift cradle, a kind of box suspended from the hut's roof, where his infant son, Coyotito, sleeps. Finally, while still laying on the mat, Kino shifts his gaze to his wife, Juana's wide eyes. She returns her gaze to Kino, like she does every morning. Kino closes his eyes again, this time to listen to the sound of an old tune in his thoughts as the waves roll up on the adjacent beach. Juana gets up and lights a fire to check on Coyotito. Kino gets up, wraps himself on a blanket, and slips into his sandals. As Juana makes breakfast, he looks out the window at the rising light and the floating clouds. Kino, accompanied by a goat and a dog, gazes with the detachment of God at a swarm of ants underneath. Kino can hear Juana singing and breastfeeding Coyotito behind him. Kino is moved to introspection by her sweet melody. As the rest of the neighborhood wakes up, Kino returns home to discover Juana straightening her hair. There is no conversation between them as they eat their basic breakfast, except for Kino's happy sigh. A light beam flashes on Coyotito's hanging box, revealing a scorpion moving down the rope toward the youngster. Juana, terrified, recites a charm and a prayer to protect Coyotito as Kino advances to capture the scorpion. Coyotito laughs as he notices the scorpion on the rope and lunges up to capture it. Kino freezes in front of the hanging box, carefully putting out his hand toward the scorpion. The scorpion falls, settles on Coyotito's shoulder, and stings him when he rattles the rope of the hanging box. Kino grabs the thing and crushes it in his clutches, then beats it to death on the floor for good measure. However, Kino's retaliation is ineffective, and Coyotito cries in agony. Juana seizes Coyotito and attempts to suck the venom from his infected wound. The child's sobbing attracts the attention of various neighbors, including Kino's brother, Juan Tomas, and Juan Tomas's wife, Apollonia. Juana requests that Kino summon the doctor as Coyotito's cries fade into groans. The neighbors are surprised since the doctor has never visited the poor cluster of brush huts. When Kino expresses doubt that the doctor will visit Coyotito, Juana decides to take him to the doctor herself. Kino and Juana walked out for the center of town, trailed by their neighbors. More people follow, eager to see the outcome of a poor man's request to a wealthy doctor. Kino knocks on the door of the doctor's house. He fears and resents the doctor, a powerful man who is not of his people. The fence now opens to reveal one of Kino's own guys working for the doctor. Kino describes the specifics of Coyotito's injuries in his own language, but the guy ignores him and speaks in Spanish. He instructs Kino to wait while he speaks with the doctor. Indoors, the doctor is sitting up in bed, surrounded by comforts. He eats biscuits and hot chocolate while daydreaming about Paris. When the servant breaks the doctor's reverie to herald Kino's coming, the doctor demands fiercely that Kino pay for the therapy. Kino offers the servant 8 little pearls, but the servant quickly returns them to Kino, explaining that the doctor has been summoned to respond to an urgent case. The procession breaks up as a result of this dismissal, leaving Kino enraged and embarrassed. Kino, standing in amazement in front of the closed gate, slams his fist onto the barrier, bloodying his knuckles.